All right, let's jump right in. Today we're doing a deep dive into core strength.
Always a good topic.
We've got a few articles here
Yeah.
from Mayo Clinic, Healthline, even Barbend.
Nice.
So we're going to try to figure out what exactly goes into building a rock-solid midsection.
Awesome.
And trust me, there's way more to it than just getting six-pack abs.
You're telling me so many misconceptions out there.
Right. So let's just start with the basics. What is the core? The Mayo Clinic article had a good point about this.
Yeah, it's not just your abs,
Right, go.
like a lot of people think. It's actually a whole network of muscles that all work together to stabilize your entire body.
Wow.
So we're talking rectus abdominis. Those are the, famous six-pack
Of
muscles.
course.
But then you got your obliques, your erector spinae, which runs along your spine.
Right.
And then even deeper muscles like the transverse abdominis.
Oh, yeah.
And I have to admit, I was surprised to learn that the pelvic floor muscles are considered part of the core too.
I did not know that either
Yeah.
until I read these articles.
Yeah, they're super important though, those deep muscles.
Mm-hmm.
They act like an internal corset, supporting your spine and your organs.
Wild.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think that all these muscles are working together like all the time, every time we move.
Right. Whether you're bending over to pick something up or even just standing up straight.
Yeah, and the Mayo Clinic article talked about how a strong core can actually improve your balance and stability,
Oh, for sure.
make those everyday movements easier,
Yeah,
and even help prevent injuries, which is huge.
absolutely. Like think about just simple stuff.
Mm.
Picking up your kids.
Yeah.
Or, even just getting out of bed.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
A strong core makes all that so much smoother and safer because it's stabilizing your spine and helping you maintain that balance.
That makes a lot of sense.
That's really crucial.
So when it comes to the gym, I'm curious, how does a strong core translate to performance? I know Barbend talked about that.
Yeah, they were really focused on how a strong core can boost your performance with those compound lifts,
Oh, okay.
like your squats and your deadlifts.
So those big movements where you're using a bunch of muscle groups at once.
Exactly. Your core is like a brace, basically. It's transferring power from your legs to the bar.
Wow.
So when your core is weak, you can't lift as much weight.
Okay.
And you're also more likely to get hurt.
So would you say a strong core is basically essential if you're serious about getting stronger overall?
Pretty much, yeah. You can't really get around it.
Non-negotiable.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes sense. But I'm wondering, does that mean that if you're already doing those big lifts, like squats and deadlifts, are you pretty much good to go when it comes to core strength?
It's a good question. And Live Science actually talked about this whole debate
Oh, cool.
about compound versus isolation exercises.
Oh, interesting.
So,
are squats and deadlifts enough?
yeah, so on the one hand, those big compound movements, they definitely engage your core,
Yeah.
but they might not be enough to fully activate those deep core muscles,
Interesting.
like the transverse abdominis.
And why is that so important?
Well, think of those deep muscles as like your body's internal weight belt, right?
Okay.
So they provide stability from the inside out,
Mm-hmm.
which is super crucial for, preventing injuries,
Right.
especially as you start lifting heavier and heavier.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's not just about being able to lift a lot of weight. It's about being able to do it safely
Yeah.
with good form.
Right.
So that's where those targeted core exercises come in.
Yeah.
They help strengthen those deep muscles and address any weaknesses that you might have.
So even if you are squatting and deadlifting, it's still beneficial to add in some core-specific work.
Yeah, I'd say so. It's
Okay.
all about balance, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
compound movements build that strong foundation. But then those targeted exercises help fine-tune your stability and help prevent imbalances,
Yeah.
which could lead to injury down the road.
Okay, cool. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So let's get a little practical here. Because
Okay.
we've got like a ton of different
Right.
core exercises in these articles.
Mm-hmm.
Where do we even begin?
Well, for beginners, I thought the 27 Best Core Exercises article had some really good options, like the bridge, for example.
Oh, yeah.
That's a really fantastic way to start building core strength.
Yeah. And I liked how the Mayo Clinic article
Right.
gave some tips on how to do it with proper form.
Yeah,
Like keeping your back straight
exactly.
and engaging your glutes.
It's not about how many reps you can do.
Mm-hmm.
It's about how well you can engage the right muscles.
Yeah. Quality over quantity for sure.
Yeah, and then once you've mastered that basic bridge,
Right.
there's like tons of variations you can try to
Cool.
to up the challenge.
What about some of the other exercises that we saw? Like I saw one called the bird dog.
The bird dog, yeah.
What is that?
That's a great one. It strengthens your abs and your back at the same time.
Oh, wow.
And it challenges your balance.
Really?
Yeah. And it's pretty approachable for most fitness levels.
Okay.
And then you can even modify it
what?
by adding the elbow to knee touch. Which adds like an extra element of core engagement.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got some good beginner options.
Yeah.
What about for people who are a little bit more intermediate or advanced?
Sure.
I know Healthline had some good suggestions for that.
Yeah, they did.
Like the mountain climber, for instance.
Yeah.
That's a dynamic move that gets your heart rate up.
Yeah.
While also working your core.
For sure. I've definitely felt the burn with those.
Yeah, they're tough.
Yeah.
It's like a full body workout in disguise.
Yeah, exactly. What about something that's really challenging?
Okay, well, for those who are ready to take it up a notch, the Turkish get-up. Oh, the Turkish get-up.
Is a true test.
That sounds intimidating.
Of core strength, stability, and coordination.
Wow.
It's a mouthful.
Yeah, it is.
But what is it? You're essentially moving from lying down to standing up while holding a weight overhead.
Wow.
So it's a full body movement that requires some serious core engagement to control that weight and maintain balance.
Wow. That is going on my list of exercises to try.
Yeah, I'd give it a shot.
I also noticed that some of these exercises have pretty creative names.
Yeah.
Like, what does a stability ball stir the pot?
That's a good one.
What is that all about?
So that one's definitely challenging.
Okay.
You're essentially maintaining a plank position on a stability ball while rotating your forearms in a circular motion.
Oh my gosh. So it's a plank, but on an unstable surface.
Exactly.
Which makes it even harder.
Which makes it way harder
so that
to
control.
Destabilize.
Yeah.
It's a really good way to challenge your core and improve your balance.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of different exercises here.
We have.
But how do you actually put all of this into practice?
Right.
Like, I know people are probably wondering how to fit all this into their routine.
Yeah.
Did our sources have any advice on that?
Yeah, Barbend had some good programming suggestions.
Oh, cool.
So they recommend incorporating core work on your pull days.
Oh, okay.
So that's the days where you're focusing on your back exercises, like your rows and your pull-ups.
Right.
Because your core is already activated
that's efficient.
during those movements.
I like that.
Yeah, it's a good way to kind of double dip. And then they also mention adding core work as a finisher at the end of your workouts.
Oh, okay.
So, a few sets of planks, some bird dogs, maybe a round of mountain climbers. It's a good way to round out your training and really fatigue those muscles.
I like that, yeah.
What about listening to your body?
Yeah, that's important.
Live Science touched on that too.
Yeah, they did.
Which is super crucial because if you're feeling any pain or if your core work is negatively impacting your other lifts, you need to back off or adjust the intensity.
So it's about finding what works for you.
Exactly.
And your individual needs.
And your individual needs.
And making adjustments.
Making adjustments as needed.
Cool.
And remember, consistency is key.
Yeah.
You don't have to do a ton of core work every single day.
Right.
But, that regular focused effort will make a big difference over time.
Okay.
Before we forget, what about warming up the core?
Oh, yeah.
Barbend had a good routine for that, too.
Oh, yeah, they did.
They recommend starting with some cat-cow stretches.
Oh, yeah.
To mobilize your spine.
Those are great.
Yeah.
For getting the back moving.
For getting the back moving.
And improving flexibility.
Yeah. And then they suggest moving into a few planks to activate those deep core muscles.
Yeah, and they even threw in some cable chops, which are great for engaging the obliques.
Yeah, so it's like a simple but effective warm-up that only takes a few minutes but can really prepare your body for a good core workout.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's amazing how much we've learned about core training.
For sure.
In this deep dive. I mean, from what the core actually is to like why it's important, debunking myths, all the exercise.
A lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
And, what I think is really important to remember is that core strength, it goes way beyond like just how it looks.
Yeah.
It's about building that foundation for overall health and fitness, preventing injuries and, just moving through life with more confidence and ease.
Like you said earlier, being able to like move freely, and do the things you love without any limitations.
And it's not just physical either.
Right.
Building a strong core can also have a positive impact on like your mental focus and discipline.
Oh, for sure. I've noticed that in my own training.
Yeah.
Like holding a plank or, focusing on engaging my core during a bird dog.
Mm.
It takes a lot of concentration.
Right.
And a strong mind-body connection.
Exactly. It's that mental toughness that you build through core training that can translate to, other areas of your life.
It's like this hidden benefit of focusing on core strength.
It's not just about the physical changes, but also like the mental resilience you develop.
Makes you wonder how we can bring more core awareness into our daily lives.
Into everyday life.
Yeah, outside of the gym.
A lot of us just go through our day not really thinking about engaging our core.
Totally.
Right. But even just like simple stuff, being more mindful of your posture, standing tall, even just taking a moment to focus on your breath and engage those deep core muscles.
Right.
That can make a big difference in how you feel and move throughout the day.
So it's not just about those dedicated workouts.
Yeah.
It's about like bringing that core awareness to everything you do.
Exactly. Make core strength part of your lifestyle, not just, a box to check off on your workout plan.
Yeah, well said.
Thanks.
I think that's a great takeaway for our listeners.
For sure.
Building a strong core is a journey. It's not a destination.
That's a process.
Yeah. And there are so many benefits to discover along the way.
Along the way.
We encourage you to, go check out the sources that we talked about today.
Yeah.
Find some exercises that you enjoy and just experience the difference that a strong core can make in your life.
Listen to your body, be consistent, and have fun with it.
Great advice.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of core strength and exercises.
Absolutely.
We'll catch you next time for another fascinating exploration.